What's up, Lumiose trainers? Lumiose Trainer Zach here. Welcome to the series where I review each Pokemon League arc in the anime. Each episode will be rated from 1 to 10, and the league's overall rating will be determined by the combined rating of each episode. In this video, I'll be reviewing Ash's 6th Pokemon League, the Kalos League Lumiose Conference. Let's get started. Episode 1. A League of His Own. Alright, this intro episode had a lot to get through. Just like the Unova League, this league decides to say,
let's just jump into it,
and gets right into the action. A lot faster. It makes sense though, since we already know Ash's rivals, and there's no last minute league rivals this time.
Thank God!
The first match is Alon versus baby-ass Trevor, and this was supposed to be the main highlight since it's a freaking Mega Charizard X and Y battle, but Alon sweeps him pretty quickly. Damn. Kind of disappointing that it ends so quickly, but who are we kidding? It's Alon. Now what I really found interesting in this episode is how they're handling Ash. They really want to hammer it down that Ash is super serious about winning this time. Unlike that joke of a Unova League. This hoodlum looking trainer didn't get 8 badges in time, so he's kinda jealous of Ash's confidence. He's so jealous that he actually challenges Ash to a battle literally as he's about to have his first league match just to prove that he belongs there. I really like this moment though, cause Ash puts him in his place like a badass and shows that he's here because he earned it and that he's going to win. Damn, he's really not playing this time around, huh? He even backs this up by declaring that he'll win the Kalos League and then one-shots his opponent with Ash Greninja. That was awesome. Unfortunately, the rest of the battle is kinda skipped over and the episode ends right there. Really? Yeah, that's what's gonna hold back the episode for me a bit. It had the potential of being one of the best league openers, but it tried to do too much right off the bat, which led to the whole episode feeling a bit rushed. So this episode's rating is a 7 out of 10. Episode 2. Valuable experience for all. Right off the bat, it starts off with Ash winning against Asteroid's Mega Absol and moving on to the semifinals. Wait. What? It's only episode 2 of the league and it jumps to the quarterfinals? What the heck is going on? So not only did this league skip a potential great battle with Asteroid, but it's pretty much near the end technically. Alright, aside from that revelation, this episode was actually good. It's another rival versus rival episode with Sawyer versus Tierno. This episode did a really great job of showing how smart Sawyer is in battle, which really hypes up his eventual battle with Ash. Now he tells him right before the match that he's gonna break Tierno's rhythm to win, and that's just what he did. His Aegislash was definitely one of the biggest players cause it uses King Shield to block Ludicolo's rain boosted moves. So all I had to do was set up a couple of swords dances and slice up that Ludicolo. But of course, Sawyer's real MVP was his Sceptile, who had no problem taking out Tierno's Blastoise. Even when it sets up last minute rain for Raichu's Thunder, Sawyer Mega Evolves Sceptile to take advantage of Lightning Rod, and the rest is history. Now Sawyer moves on to face Ash in the semifinals, and because it's gonna be a full battle, the episode ends with Ash's Goodra returning. Like I said, this episode was pretty good, but the huge league skip in the beginning of the episode is gonna cost it. It was slightly excusable in the first episode, but now it's pretty obvious that this league is starting to feel super rushed. This episode's rating is a 6 out of 10. Episode 3. Analysis versus Passion. Okay, now we've got a great episode on our hands. It starts off with Alon winning an intense battle that leads him into the finals. And when I say intense, I mean not really, cause apparently he won only using Metagross and Charizard. This was a great way of hyping him up even more than before. But first, Ash has to worry about Sawyer. Ash leads off with Hawlucha, who's wearing a brand new Luchador outfit made by Serena, so you know he's serious and ready to kick some ass. Well shit. Yeah, this episode did a great job of showing that Sawyer ain't no chump. Not only has he analyzed Ash's battle style, but he's also adopted his unpredictability in ways that make it really difficult for Ash. For example, using the slow-moving Slaking to throw off Hawlucha, who's at its best with more active opponents, and using Clawitser's Aqua Jet in the air to slow down Talonflame's aerial movements. Those are some big brain plays right there. Ash isn't totally done for though, as he finds ways to exploit some of Sawyer's weaknesses and slowly follow behind, but it's obvious that Sawyer had the upper hand in this episode. Then it ends with Sawyer's Aegislash cutting up the trees to stop Pikachu from hiding within them, so it'll be interesting to see how Ash turns things around. This episode's rating is an 8 out of 10. Episode 4. A riveting rivalry. This episode was jam-packed with action. Although Sawyer had the upper hand in the first part, Ash definitely made a comeback here. A great way of starting was having Pikachu defeat Aegislash. It does so by using Iron Tail on the ground to surround the battlefield with wood pieces. And after Aegislash cut them up a bit more, all it took was for one of those chunks to stop it from using King's Shield. This was an awesome strategy. I also really loved the epic dragon battle between Noivern and Salamence. Although it ended in a tie, it was super hyped to see them go all out. Then we got a tie between Goodra and Slurpuff. Although it seemed kind of annoying to have two ties in a row, it made sense since Goodra was at a disadvantage and Sawyer had no data on it. But of course, the true highlight was Greninja versus Sceptile. After a bit of a warm-up, it was time for them to use their full power, with Sawyer Mega Evolving Sceptile and Greninja becoming
Satoshi Gekoga.
I've got one word to describe this matchup: epic. Seeing Greninja and Sceptile go toe-to-toe was awesome as heck, and one of the best Pokemon anime battles I've ever seen. And it wasn't just this one. Every matchup in this episode was great, and this all culminated into Ash Greninja landing an epic finishing Water Shuriken to take the match. Man, what an amazing battle and a great way to end Ash's rivalry with Sawyer. And thanks to that, Ash is on his way to the finals. This episode's rating is a 10 out of 10. Episode 5. Kalos League Passion with a certain flair. This episode begins with Meyer and Clembot arriving with Lumiose Gallets to celebrate Ash making it to the finals. But after a little fit between Pancham and Chespin, Chespin gets lost. Wait.
What?
Oh, he gets found pretty quickly. By Marin. Okay, now that's interesting. Turns out this episode is actually set up for the Team Flare arc. Now some might get mad at this, but I guess it's a different change of pace considering how fast the Kalos League was going. But it actually makes sense to have this episode, because this is where Ash's journey and Alon's journey truly collide, and I love it so much. This is really the calm before the storm, because not only is the Kalos League finals about to happen, but we also get Lysander who arrives to watch as well, so you know something's about to go down. In fact, he even tells Ash that he wants to meet him after the league, and we all know what happens there. Another interesting thing to note is that this episode finally reveals that the Ash Greninja transformation is called the Bond Phenomenon, which is pretty cool, but I made a whole video on it, so check that out. All in all, this episode was great. It was the perfect transition the league needed to separate itself from its friendly rival battles and get us ready for the final showdown. My absolute favorite moment is seeing my boy Ash walking into the stadium for the finals. I love this moment so much because of how hype it was. Ash is at the finals, guys! Let's go! This episode's rating is an 8 out of 10. Episode 6. Finals, not for the faint-hearted. This episode was freaking awesome. It's the championship battle after all, so I'm glad this episode delivered. Aside from Noivern who took an early L, everyone else in this episode gave it their all and did not disappoint. Hawlucha gets an epic moment where it comes out of its Pokeball to avenge Noivern, which was sick. Cause of this, we got one of its most badass wins ever against Weavile. Talonflame gets some shine too, by having an epic aerial battle against, I can't believe I'm saying this, Unfezant. Yeah, the finals are so awesome that they even made Alon's Unfezant kinda cool. These two birds just kept colliding with each other, so it ended in a tie, and I'm not even mad about that. The biggest MVP is Ash's Pikachu though. It takes out not one, but 2 pseudo-legendaries. Are you kidding me? That's freaking awesome! Pikachu gets the first win of the match by taking out Tyranitar, then later on, it also takes out a freaking Metagross. This was actually kinda cool, cause I'm pretty sure it's a throwback to Ash vs Tyson. The episode ends with Alon sending out Charizard earlier than expected, so you know that shit's about to go down. Like I've been saying all throughout, this was an awesome episode. The perfect way to kick off the finals with lots of non-stop fast-paced action. This episode's rating is a 9 out of 10. The final episode. Down to the fiery finish. This is it, the epic and controversial finale. The reason it's controversial is cause Ash loses.
No! No!
Now the biggest problem people have is the fact that this whole league has been hyping up Ash to win. It even went as far as having the Japanese title, Kalos League Victory, Ash's Ultimate Battle. So yeah, I get why you'd get mad about that, cause even I was at first. But what do I think about it now that it's been 3 years? My only real complaint was Goodra. It sucked. All that hype of it returning only for it to not get a single legit win. Nice. But once Greninja comes out, the episode really kicks it into high gear. The final matchup is Mega Charizard X versus
Satoshi Gekoga.
I honestly can't think of a better way to end the Kalos League, as it's the most hyped Pokemon of the XYZ series against the most hyped Mega Evolution. The animation was on point here, and it's insane to see these two titans trade blows with each other. Dude, I was so hyped watching this battle even when I knew the outcome. Some awesome highlights are when Greninja uses Water Shuriken to counter Blast Burn, uses Water Shuriken as a freaking sword against Thunder Punch, and then the final collision of the giant Water Shuriken and Blast Burn. I think Water Shuriken might be my favorite move. Now yeah, Ash lost, but you gotta admit, it was a great way to go out. Better than the freaking Unova League. And after all this was done, the episode ends with Lysander interrupting the closing ceremony by attacking Lumiose City with his controlled Zygarde. This was actually a great segue into the Team Flare arc, and because the league ended with an epic final battle, I'm actually satisfied with how it ended. So this episode's rating is an 8 out of 10. This league's overall rating is a solid 8 out of 10. It was great. It actually could have been the best, but the biggest problem holding it back is how rushed it felt. And I get it, the most important action is during the final brackets, but I feel like we still could have seen Ash climb up the ranks like every other league. It honestly feels like I missed an episode or something, but I didn't, so that's a problem. Another complaint is Goodra. It didn't do much, so it was kind of a disappointment to be honest. So much for the hype of its return. Imagine if when Charizard or Gliscor came back and they didn't win, they just lost or tied. That would suck. Other than that though, everything else was great. And although many people hated the outcome of Ash vs Alon, it actually makes sense since Alon's Charizard has way more experience. It did battle legendaries after all. Plus, losing to Alon isn't even that bad. He's a character we've been following alongside Ash's Kalos journey, so I'd rather have Ash lose giving it his all against him than the last minute characters introduced in every other league. It was starting to get annoying. And hey, even though Ash did lose, this is the closest he's ever been to winning a league. So shouldn't we be proud of him? All I know is that if he keeps this up, one day our boy Ash will reach his goal of becoming a Pokemon Master. Thanks for watching everyone. What did you think of the Kalos League? Let me know in the comments. Remember to live your life to the fullest and have yourself a damn good one.